All right, we are back. We are back once again. The Bounce Podcast, episode 20. As always, this is Jabari Anderson. Loreal couldn't be here because she got finals to worry about, but we got special guests in the building. Buu E Radley. What's up, man? Welcome to the show.
What up, though? Bari, what's going on with you, bro?
Man, so it's great right now. Happy to be here. You know, say all blessed and all, and thank you, like I said, once again to join this podcast with me, brother.
Hey, thanks for having me. But I did get a little nervous at first. You said L'Oreal got. I thought you was gonna say she got fired. I said,
no. She got finals to worry about, bro. No, I told her she got to worry about, you know, stuff. Number one, focus on the primary stuff. Then we can focus on the secondary later. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
right, school first.
right. It's all good. But let's get this interview on the road, bro. So you got an album out right now, Mustard Seed. You know what I'm saying? It's a 15-track album, first album out.
Sir.
Brother, the title, there you go right there. 15 tracks, baby. You already know the deal is. But anyway, the first album, the title of your album, brother. I want to ask you this question, brother. Mustard Seed, the title. Why did you want to call that? Why did you want to call your album Mustard Seed? Tell me about that.
Because there's scripture in the Bible, and I can't recall the specific scripture. I don't really get too caught up in quoting scripture because they say even Satan can quote scripture, and we know what he's about, right? But there's scripture in the Bible that says, with faith the size of a mustard seed, if you tell a mountain to move from here to there, it will move from here to there. And you got to understand how small a mustard seed is. It's a very small seed, you see. So with faith that small, you can do such great things as move a mountain, command a mountain to move from one place to another. So that's why I named it Mustard Seed, because the album's largely about perseverance, overcoming obstacles, trials and tribulations, staying on your path, you know, setting long-term, short-term goals and accomplishing them. So, and that's a big part of my message that I put in my music. So I figured it was the perfect thing to name my first album.
You know, speaking of this album, Mustard Seed, you know, listen to this album. A lot of people will probably put you at a certain position. What will you describe yourself? Will you describe yourself as a conscious rapper, everyday rapper? Like, how would you describe yourself?
I would say, yeah, conscious rapper, people's rapper, everyday person rapper. Like, I don't do too much flexing and boasting in my music. I'm just really down to earth, pretty much. You know, I say things that I'm sure is on a lot of other people's minds, that if they had, you know, if they were rappers and they were real and honest with themselves in the world, they would probably say, you know, I'd say I'm in a conscious rapper tier. I'm not a drug dealer rapper. I'm not a gang shoot 'em up, bang rapper. I'm not, you know, I rap about everyday life and what I think about, what I feel, my perspective on things, stuff like that, you know?
Yeah. So one of your hottest tracks that you had, I mean, it really like got out there, was Get Money. Talk about that song, Get Money, because it's very catchy. I think people can vibe with it, but what made you want to bring up that song? Because we've heard songs called Get Money, like 50 Cent, I Get Money, but what made you want to come up with this song, Get Money?
I was trying to write a hit. You know, I'm all about a hit song, bro.
Yeah. Come on, talk about that.
Tap dancer, there's gotta be a hit. And so I heard the beat, and I'm like, all my people in the street, give money. All my people trying to eat, give money. All my people in school, give money. Do what you gotta do, money. And then, you know, the boom bap song came in. But, you know, I wanted it to be catchy. For someone that raps in the lane that I rap in, when you're talking about stuff of substance, when you got content that's not really mainstream content, you gotta make up for it in some type of way, you know. So if you're not in that lane that everyone else is in, so you're being overlooked due to subject matter and what the mainstream airwaves want to push, you've got to be on top of your game as far as being catchy, having stuff that people want to recite, you know, chant-worthy stuff. So I had to make a catchy hook, and then the bars is gonna come. The verse is gonna come. We're gonna talk about stuff with value and integrity.
Mm-hmm.
So getting money is something everybody can relate to. A lot of us, especially in the Black community, we've got tough backgrounds. We've got, financial struggles. So it's a song that anybody that's ever ridden the bus somewhere or didn't have a car, was walking places.
Absolutely.
It's stuff that the average everyday person can relate to. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And brother, when you put out this album, I mean, there's like multiple ways that people could look at this. One of the songs that you brought up, you had a song called Pyramids, and one of the lines it was talk about resources, man. And you also had a couple artists on your song, Resources, man. What made you discuss about resources in the song?
Well, it's important. Like I said, it's something that a lot of bigger artists probably wouldn't touch on.
Yeah.
Because they're super focused on selling records and being as poppy and stream friendly, radio friendly as possible. It's something that needs to be discussed. Pay your resources and mingle in debt. That's the acronym for pyramid.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember if the line and get money came first or if the chorus for pyramid came first. But
yeah, pyramid. Yeah. Pyramid was your third song. Then Get Money was the fourth song. No,
I meant like when I was writing.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. Okay. I thought.
Yeah. So when I came up with that, pay your resources and mingle in debt, it's basically. Have you ever worked for like say Amway? You know about Amway?
Well, me personally, I have not worked at Amway, but I do know people that did work at Amway.
Okay, so Amway is oftentimes brought up when discussing pyramid schemes. So pyramid scheme type hookups is where there's a pecking order, and it's like an endless, infinite pecking order. So you're recruited into an organization, and then you recruit people under you, and you're selling a product or service. I think that vector marketing may have been another one, but whatever. So there's a constant stream of recruiting more. Basically, the people closest to the top are making the most money, and then the people at the bottom are making the lower amount of money. But if you look at it, that's society in general. The wealthiest people are at the top with all of the resources, and then more and more people, as you come down, have less and less resources, and we're holding up those at the top. And if you look at the shape of it, it's a pyramid. Mm-hmm. And so I thought that was a clever way to tie that in of a societal economic construct with, pyramids themselves in the world,
Yeah, and I know you had a few artists that was featured in this song, Chambers and Drezo Owens, I believe. But
Drezo Owens.
Yeah, Drezo. Yeah, right. Drezo. What made you want to bring those guys into your songs when you were speaking about the title of the song, Pyramids?
Because they fit right on in there.
Mm-hmm.
Drezo is versatile. He can get on anything and body it.
Yeah.
He can rap about anything. He's got good, just like me, he's very versatile and has a good diversity in subject matter and things he can rap about and talk about. And Chambers is a beast. I mean, you saw how he opened the track up. That boy's fire. So, they were pretty good candidates for it. And I feel like a lot of people probably wouldn't have touched that specific beat because it's kind of bare minimals in a way. It's got a vibe to it. A lot of my music has a vibe to it, but it's really nichey, and everybody wouldn't want to jump on a beat like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But those two guys, they'll incinerate anything. I'm like, yo, this is the song, this is the premise, this is the chorus. They like, I got you, say less. So
right.
That's how I got this.
All right. And in the middle of your album, you had a song or a freestyle called Trump and Biden. You had a lot of things to talk about when it comes to former President Trump and current President Biden. What made you want it to be very critical? Yeah, why did you feel like that you should be very critical when it comes to Trump and Biden?
Because I don't endorse either one of them. I didn't vote for either one of them. I knew that I wasn't going to vote for either one of them when I wrote the song.
But you did vote at the election, right?
Yes, I did. I just didn't vote for I
Okay.
believe that we, especially we as Black people, we need to vote for policy and not party. I feel as if I don't know if it's our generation as a whole, but I know for me, and I've talked to several other people, like it seems like we as Blacks, we've been kind of groomed to be loyal to the Democratic Party, but the Democratic Party is really not much better than the Republican Party. In fact, neither party does anything really beneficial specifically for Black people. Point proven, just look at all the police genocide against different Black people that has been well documented in the media, right? Prior to Biden taking office. However, Biden gets in and there's immediately an anti-Asian hate bill, right? And from what I can tell in the media, it seems as if they're attempting to frame it as if Black people are committing these acts of violence against Asian people as if we're villains in this. But I feel as if that can't be any further from the truth. If you go into any inner city or urban area, as they like to code word it for predominantly Black cities, you'll see that, who's keeping these beauty supply stores open? Black women. Who's keeping the Chinese food restaurant open? Black people. Who's keeping the dry cleaners open? Our grandparents. So it's like it's propaganda. I feel strongly as if it's propaganda. And yeah, they may be, taking a couple nicks and bruises as we go with the whole COVID scare and everything that's been going on with that. But that's what, a year and 2 years and some change. What about decades and just all of the years, even before and after we've been freed as slaves in this country, that we have been traumatized and abused on America's watch? No bills to protect us, but 1 or 2 years of a little roughing up, and now there's an anti-Asian hate bill. I have no problem with the Asians. I've got mad love for them, but I'm just saying, look at the proof on the wall. The Democrats don't care about Black people. We know how the Republicans feel about us because they let us know clearly. But the Democrats, they're fake, phony, and fraud. I believe that we as Black people need to vote policy, not party.
Do you also feel like that accountability should be part of it? I mean, you should hold someone accountable for what they've done. I mean, because I understand where you're coming from as a whole, but I also feel like that we, even though we have one side that will say, hey, I want to make sure that this bill is set, but you got one side that will say, nah, I'm good. I'm not going to do that. That benefits Black people because we know how they truly feel about Black people. Whereas if there's an Asian bill that's coming, oh yeah, whoa, oh yeah, I'll make sure that an Asian bill is set before I had a Black bill that's set.
And that's why we need to do more diligence when we're going to the polls. I think a big part of the issue may be that a lot of us, we don't vote until it's time for a presidential election.
Yeah.
But there's more levels of government than just the executive branch, the president. We've got the whole, the whole Congress. We've got the Senate. We've got the House of Representatives, and then we've got municipal level government. We've got to vote on all levels. I know it
Right.
is a daunting task when you go to the polls and you look at the ballot, and there's 20 names for judge and 15 names for this judge, and there's a bunch of different things. But as far as holding these people accountable goes, it starts at the very smallest levels of government. And I reference that on when you grow up. You know, it's tough, but we got to do our homework on these candidates because
Yeah,
the
I
people
agree.
who are in the Senate and all that, we vote them in and we vote them out. But
Mhm.
when you've got people who are comfortably 20 years tenured in there, but they're complained about, somebody's keeping them in there with their
Yeah.
vote or their lack thereof of a vote.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we do need to start holding them accountable.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. Now, now, one of your other songs, you had a song that that was laughed at, that got a lot of heat on social media, not for the right reasons though. One of the songs was called "Be." Yeah. You had a song called "Be Mine," brother. You had a song called "Be Mine," and it wasn't even a rap song; it was a singing song. And I don't
Yes, it was.
listen. It came around Valentine's Day. I got two questions for you. What inspired you to make that song? And two, why did you want to come with a singing song since you're a rapper?
Uncle Charlie and the Gap Band, bro. They inspired me.
Oh my God.
I heard the instrumental and I'm like, oh, now that's something right there. Immediately singing came to mind. I wasn't thinking about rap lyrics. So I'm like, okay. And I thought the song was gonna be huge. I thought that it was gonna be a hit. I'm like, this is gonna be the song to carry the album. I thought that either Be Mine or Monopoly or Get Money. And then I saw the reviews on Get Money. I'm like, okay, let's try Monopoly. Okay. I knew that between those three songs, those would be the songs to help carry the album. At least I thought would Be Mine. And then of course it was going to flop. So I wrote the lyrics and I'm like, okay, I gotta sing it. And I kept telling them, everybody was laughing at me in the studio. I said, I don't want no auto-tune. I don't want no pitch correction. I'm a raw dog these vocals and we gonna get it. Okay, we gonna get it. Okay.
You didn't want auto-tune?
Baby, be mine.
But you didn't want any auto-tune. That's
sound like that? You want to talk? No, because I'm confident. Now, I don't know if I'm confident enough to do the song live after looking at them evil comments that they left me. I don't know if I'm that confident.
Yeah.
But I was confident enough to lay it down and make the music video to it. And you saw my spin move in that video. You saw my spin move, right? And I hit that spin move in the music video.
Yeah, oh yeah.
When I hit that spin.
Oh yeah.
I look clean when I hit that spin move. That's that Uncle Charlie spin move.
Oh bro. Man, there was a lot of moves that everybody was looking at.
You feel me? Hey, slap it up through the phone. Dap me up through the phone. You feel me?
Yeah. There's a lot of poses there's a lot of moves everybody was looking at. The first move was how you were dressed, and then you were singing.
Yeah.
Like you going back to the 1980s, man.
That's right. A blast from the past.
God, did you expect you were going to get this heat, man?
No, but you know what? I've been taking a lot of heat. Monopoly. Well, actually, I say after I stopped promoting Be Mine, the heat died down. But Be Mine, I got heat. Get Money, I really got heat. Oh, they told me up on Get Money. But Get Money is a dope song.
Yeah.
But what happened was somebody left an evil comment on my video. He said something along the lines of, what did that boy say? He commented, I made a video about it, but he commented, I've had cerebral palsy all my life, but listening to this song today, I got up, I walked for the first time so I could turn your song off.
Oh God. Oh my gosh, bro. What the heck?
I screenshotted it. I made a meme out of it. And I used that to promote the song. And Get Money now has over 20,000 views on YouTube.
Oh man.
Marketing.
Hey, I would say
you gotta
this.
hold an L to get the dub.
It was popping, I'll tell you that. They did love it. They love it a lot.
So after dealing with all that hate and heat, I mean, Be Mine, it's like, okay, I flop. It's fine. I flop. I'm just gonna push the next song now, And now we're on Monopoly, and I really like Monopoly. That's featuring Tony Millions, my dog. So shout out to him. And we back up. We're trending up again with Monopoly. People rocking with Monopoly. So.
Yeah. So speaking of Monopoly, I mean, whew, one of the first lines you said on that song, 90s baby all growing up, I said, whoo, 90s baby all growing up. I'm like, I'm 27, about to be 28. I'm like, damn. 90s baby. Yeah. I mean, shoot. I mean, if you would have said this back in 2011, I'd be like, okay, so, but you said 90s baby all growing up. Whoo.
Yeah.
I felt that, man. I really felt that.
You want to know what's crazy about that?
What?
I wrote that back in 2016. Most of this album, man, was written in 2016, bro. I wrote I tell you what wasn't written in 2016. That would be When You Grow Up was written in like 2019, 2020.
Okay, all right.
Be Mine was written late 2019.
Okay.
Trump and Biden was written, I think, late 2019. Why was written late 2019. But like all the rest of this stuff was written in 2016. And it's 2021 and it's just coming out. So once again, mustard seed, perseverance, don't give up, keep going. You know, it may be dark where you're at in your life, but there's a light at the end of the tunnel. And if you can't see it, it's because you haven't walked far enough yet. That's all that is. You know, and that 90s babies all grown up line, yeah, that's powerful. Because if you think about it, our peers at this point in time, people having babies, people getting married, they buying houses, they dying, they going to jail, they going to jail and then getting out of jail. All types of stuff is happening at this point. So yeah, 90s babies all grown up, you know.
I mean, you also said the rich get richer while the poor stay poor. That reminds me of the Reaganomics, man. That was like Reaganomics situation. You and 20 million had a lot.
And that goes back in the pyramids. The rich get richer and the poor stay poor. The pyramid scheme. Up at the top, that's the top of the pyramid, the wealthy elite, the people that really call the shots, that make the rules of this world, that's governed by this world, you know. And then down here, it's the poor people. All these poor people, all paying taxes upwards and consuming products put on the market by these rich elite, the poor people fueling the rich elite. The world is like an ant colony in that regard, if you really think about it. You know how you got the queen ant, and she got all these workers who support her. The world is a big ant colony, and it's a big pyramid scheme when you think about it like that. But hey, I could be wrong. You know, I ain't the wisest of the bunch, but I think I know something sometimes, you know.
I can see. Yeah, man. Bro, 15-track album, Mustard Seed. What would you want people to get out from this album?
Just I would want them to understand that I'm being pretty transparent and that, you know, this is who I am and I'm presenting myself to the world, and that you know, just don't give up on your dreams, whatever your dreams may be, as long as it ain't evil, you know, like genocide or some corrupt evil stuff like that. You know, pursue your dreams, make things happen for yourself, support your family, look out for your friends or your loved ones, and just keep pushing. You know, don't give up, stay in the fight till it's over. You know, like get back up again. Even if it takes the 10 count, when this world knocks you down, get back in, you know.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, Mustard Seed. Yeah, we bring
in catchy courses and verses. We bring in catchy hooks and choruses and bar-ridden verses. I'm all about lyricism. I'm also all about a vibe. You know, I'm all about that too. So that's what you get when you listen to Buu E. Radley. You're gonna get something catchy that you might want to say a couple times, and then you're gonna get some bars that'll make you think, jog your intellectuals on your mind.
Well, you know, people has been waiting for this album, bro, because, you know, we're like, wait, when the album gonna come? When the album gonna come, bro?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
well, it's finally here now. it's here now.
It's finally here. But before we go, bro, we got to talk about sports because, you know, the Bounce Podcast is a sports show, sports podcast.
Yes.
We got to talk about your team, bro. The Pistons, bro. What's going on with your Pistons, bro? You know what I'm saying? The Detroit Pistons, they've been terrible. They eliminated from playoff contention. Bro, they're the 15th seed in the East. What's going on with the Pistons, my man?
Hold up, bro. You said what's going on with the Pistons?
Yeah. Oh my God.
What you mean? Ain't nothing going on with them. This is business as usual.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. You gotta be kidding.
Usual. That's what's going on with them.
This guy.
They doing what they doing what they do. They doing what they do. That's all you need to know.
Oh my gosh.
They want to have a good long. They want to have an extra long summer. They lazy. They don't want to work in the summer, so they play enough games, make it look like they trying. Get it, you know. Don't make the playoffs. So that way, we pat them on their back. Okay, next season. Okay, next season. Okay, next season. And then next season never comes. It's just like the Lions in that regard. Next
But
season never
but
comes.
being a Pistons fan, I mean, we've been seeing this team, missing the playoffs multiple times and going to the playoffs, once every 5-6 years. Can it be frustrating as a Pistons fan, especially when we grew up? We saw the Pistons, competing for a championship, won a championship. Can it be frustrating as a Pistons fan to see them in a rebuilding mode?
The thing with that is you gotta learn to accept the things that you can't change. You change the things that you can change, and you gotta learn to accept the things that you cannot change. We cannot change how the general manager runs the roster of the team. We can't
Troy
change how the
Reaver
coaches the team. We can't change any of that. All we can do is love them unconditionally. It's just like everybody got a cousin that's probably strung out on dope or something like that, or a cousin that can't stay out of jail or something like that. For some people, it's a sibling of theirs like that. For some people, it might be our aunt, uncle, or our parent that's like that. You know that you can't change them and their bad behavior, so you got to learn to love them unconditionally. Pray for them and be a support to them as you can, but you got to love them unconditionally. Simple as that.
I mean, I get it.
It becomes desensitizing. It becomes desensitizing, but it is what it is, and it'll be what it'll be.
But at some point, you want to see the Pistons at least in the playoffs consistently, and compete for a championship.
Of course. Yeah,
that's something right there. But
it is what it is.
Yeah, but last but not least, look, we got to talk. Also, got to speak about one of your favorite players, James Harden. Obviously, James Harden, he's hurt right now. He's hurt. He's with the Brooklyn Nets. Obviously beforehand, he forced a trade to come to the Brooklyn Nets to play with Kyrie and Kevin Durant. And now he is in that Mike D'Antoni system once again. Mike D'Antoni's there. Steve Nash is there.
That's his boy.
Yeah.
That's his boys right there. Like this.
Right. Now, James Harden, right. James Harden's going to come back eventually, in the playoffs. How much of a chance do you give them to win a championship?
I mean, on paper, they look amazing. They got all these all-stars and former all-stars on the team. They kind of remind me, you remember the Lakers when the Pistons beat them in the finals?
Yeah.
And they had they had some Gary Payton.
Yeah.
They had all these
Karl Malone, Kobe, Shaq.
Yeah, they look amazing on paper, but then are they gonna get the job done? I don't know. I think that if LeBron beats them, I mean, I'm not no Bron sexual or nothing like that, but I think that'll bump him. We're gonna have to stop hating on the man at some point. If he knocks that team off, we're gonna have to stop hating on him. But you know what? They haven't been gelling all that well. Have they even played that many games together? Aren't they all injured, taking turns being injured and stuff like that?
Bro, Kyrie, James Harden, and Kevin Durant, they only played 7 games together this season.
And the season almost over, ain't it?
Right.
So chemistry, you can have talent, but to at a certain point, chemistry is going to have to come into play.
Mm-hmm.
You could be the 3 of the coldest players in the league, but I'm not too worried about Harden and KD because they have played together before. I mean, mind you, this is prior to Harden blowing up and becoming the man. But the rest of them, that's going to be an interesting to watch. How do they gel together if they all do finally stop being injured and all that. Plus, isn't Blake Griffin over there now too?
Oh yeah, Blake Griffin. He used to be a Piston. Blake Griffin, right? Blake Griffin.
Oh yeah, and he's known for being injured. That boy known for being hurt.
Yeah.
So that's the Brooklyn Nets or the Brooklyn Nursery. Them boys stay hurt.
Hey, look. Hey, you already know. If they don't win the title this year, they don't go from Brooklyn's finest to Brooklyn's weakness.
My goodness. Well, I want to know is what you think about the Knicks? Are they ever going Are they about to make some moves?
No, no.
Are they?
They,
You know how they doing? You know how they? Hey, you know how they doing the Lakers versus the Clippers? Are they talking about Knicks versus the Nets?
listen. We don't plan on it would not be the Knicks versus the Nets this season. I mean, in the playoffs though, not this year. Maybe next year, but not this year. I don't know. But you know how Knicks fans are. Listen, talk to Stephen A. Smith, talk to Spike Lee. We're gonna have one of my boys, Isaiah, next week. But they gonna ask those Knicks fans. They'll tell you.
Oh, oh man, they gotta be some of the most arrogant, cockiest, losing team backing fans in the world. Why are you that arrogant and cocky in your team? When the last time your team seen the Pistons? I think we made the playoffs before the Knicks. Like we've been there more recently than them. Because that one year,
yeah,
Reggie Schmidt, we got swept.
Yeah. But and now the Knicks are back in the playoffs for the first time since 2013.
What seed are they?
They're the 4th seed, number 4.
Oh, okay. See, I've been keeping up very loosely this year because I ain't got cable, nothing like that. I'm saving that money. That studio time is expensive.
Yeah, I feel
but
you.
no, I've been seeing some highlights on social media, and I ain't really seen nothing much about the Knicks. That's crazy. That's so crazy. Because who's not making the playoffs this year that made the playoffs last year in the East? Because
Toronto.
last year it was
Toronto's
like
not going.
The East had,
Toronto's not going.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They fell off.
I mean, well, when you're not playing in Canada because of that, that Canadian government is not letting anybody come to Canada, the borders and whatnot. And the fact that they will let them play, but they only got to play in American soil, not on Canadian soil. So it's been tough. They haven't been playing Toronto since last season.
What does that got to do with their performance on the court, though?
They ain't trying to have anybody from America come to Canada for COVID.
Wait, so the arenas are open up, or are they still doing a virtual court thing?
They can't. They're not playing in Toronto. They can play anywhere in America, but they can't play in Canada.
Okay, so what you're saying is the arenas are back open. Like the teams are traveling again.
Oh yeah, teams could travel, but no one could come to Canada.
Okay, so I'm saying like they're not in the dome no more. The bubble. They're not in the bubble.
No, they're not in the bubble. They got to play somewhere else.
Okay, yeah, I see what you mean. And so they're always on the road. They're never got a home game.
They have their own stadium that's in Tampa Bay, but it's not really their stadium.
Yeah.
It's not.
That's sad for them. I could say I feel bad, but I really don't because my team ain't in the playoffs neither.
But it is what it is though. But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it is what it is. Hey, you know what? Getting back to your album real quick. If there's 3 things that people can say what your album is about, what would it be? 3 things.
3 things. I would say being woke. I got a couple about just overall just being woke to life and the different obstacles we're up against just in general, on a financial level, political level, racial level. Just be woke and be conscious of what's going on around you. That's one thing I would say. That pretty much covers a lot of it right there. Pull them women, pull them ladies.
Really?
I got C block, I got B mine, I got C block. That's
God.
Get you feeling your ladies man vibe. That make you throw that fishing rod out and wheel her in. That and being righteous to the best of your ability. Don't be you can't cuss, so I can't say that, but be a stand up dude.
Okay.
Mean what you say what you mean. Go through on the things that you say. If you say you'll do something, do it. Just be a honorable person. Don't be no miscreant.
Mm-hmm.
I say that's the three main principles. You know, be woke to everything going around you in life. Um, you know, I'm gonna help you pull some of these women with a couple of these songs, and you know, be a stand-up person. You know, be righteous, believe in God, follow God to the best of your ability, stay out of trouble. You know, get money, stay out of trouble.
All right. All right. Hey man, Buu E Radley, you know, how can people, you know, follow you on social media, my brother?
I'm Buu E Radley on all of the social media. Um, BUU space E period space Radley RADLEY. You'll see us a bird icon on like all my social media, so you can YouTube me, and on my YouTube page you can find all my links there, or you can Instagram me. If you go to my Instagram, Buu _E _Radley, and then click on the link in my bio. I've got all my stuff there, my Spotify, my Mach 5 clothing store. I've got my Apple Music, my Amazon Music, I think is there. I got all types of stuff. Past interviews and things that I've done on there. Everything's up there.
Yep.
Like a website. So, you know, tap in. We got more music coming soon.
All right.
Got like 2 more projects in between my next solo album. So we're doing big things popping, you know.
So, well, we appreciate you for joining this interview right here, as always. Buu E Radley, Must to See album out on all platforms.
That's right. And thanks for having me.
Yes.
It's Buu E Radley.
Yes. Thank you very much. It's the Bounce sorry. Hold on. It's the Bounce Podcast episode. Yeah. It's the Bounce Podcast. All right. We'll be right back and we'll continue after this.